Alright, should just about be good to go. A couple things to take care of. Enable chit chat. Interaction mode on. Crewman Vasco. Enable chit chat. Crewman Ripley. Interaction mode on. New source. I'm aware, movie, and I was setting it up. It has to be re-added to OBS every stream. The application audio capture for it will not carry over. So, start of every stream, I have to go back in and add it. It's a little annoying. It should be working now, though, so let's find out. Engage FSD.
Activated.
Nope. Still not working.
In life, the greatest danger is not taking the adventure at all.
Let's try that again. No, that won't work. Yeah, for some reason, it doesn't like to cooperate. Power to engines.
No, you daft bugger!
There it goes. Jesus Christ. Balance power.
Equalizing power.
Brian Blessed says many things. Not sure how I feel about that, Mobian. Alright, so currently at 7.7 billion. Should be getting close to done today. We'll have plenty of time to finish over the weekend. I was going to stream Monster Hunter Wilds this weekend, but Capcom appears to have severely fucked up the game with their latest patch. Let's try calling my best friends the C word. Gotcha. Alright, let's speed up so we get there sometime today. Alright, let's see. Please, Bennis doesn't exist. Another planet in this system is really not worth it. It's only worth 30 million. So hopefully this bad boy's got what I want. Oh, you bastards. Alright, no point in hanging around here. Where are we at? 2889. Galaxy map.
Accessing cartography.
Oh, you're going to plot off the neutron star for this, aren't you? There we go. Didn't feel like flying 70,000 light seconds back to pick up the boost off that cone, so.
I feel the need for speed. Exiting hyperspace.
Do a little scanning while we let the fuel tanks fill up. I don't expect anything in this system, but as long as we're here, extra scan data doesn't hurt. Especially because it looks like this is going to be a whole mess if first discovered by us. That's going to be the thing that sends my cartographic data over the edge when we get home, is how many first discovered bys are in this log. Or not even when we get home, actually, when we get to Great Annihilator. Done with that. Yeah, see, there is undoubtedly a lot of nonsense behind the star here. Are we refueled? We are. Let's take this side first. It seems less awful. God, how many layers deep are we going here? Okay, random HMC buried in all that nonsense. Man, this star system is a... Alright, movie, and enjoy your lurking. This star system is a whole lot of worthless. Like, a whole lot of worthless. But now it's fully mapped.
Course adjustment. I'll get YouTube chat pulled up. Alright, so we jump in and... Oh, hello, is that? 07. So, hopefully, we have something better than the last two systems here. Not starting off on a strong note today. Maybe we can turn it around. So, 18 bodies. Alright, well, right off the bat, we got a whole bunch around the other star. You are belt clusters. Yep.
Welcome to the dark side.
Ah, thank you for the YouTube sub. Much appreciated. Welcome to the channel. Alright, so that's... actually nothing. Interesting. A nice look at the elliptical from where we pulled away from the star there. Whoops, didn't mean to zoom out there. Alright, so... that's all well and good. So this is probably where we've got the rest of... yeah, this is where the rest of everything is. Okay, that's a good hit. Well, it could be a good hit. I have a feeling that we're going to end up with the bacteria on that planet because that is generally the way that shakes out. That's a good hit. And that's trash. So we're going to be checking C3 first. Oh, no, excuse me. C1 first. C3 is the garbage planet. So we got biosigns back from C1, C3, C4, and C5. C1 and C5 have decent options. However, C1's only got one bio on it and 2 potential hits, so that means we probably get the bacteria, and not what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and preemptively chalk this one up as a loss, but C5 is looking good. And C3 wouldn't be awful if I felt like scrambling around on the planet for an hour, which I don't. Because we are operating on a deadline. Alright. 6 probes, huh? 1, 3, 4, and 5. Now, sit back and wait to be disappointed, chat. This has Cerberus bacterium worth 1.69, or Stratum tectonicus worth 19 million. Odds are we get the bacteria. Yep. Precisely what happened. So now we take our ball and go home and head to C5. All right, so I am pretty far out, actually. I'm in the galactic core sector. We're about 1,700 light years from Sagittarius A. And the reason is this one's not a sightseeing trip. I'm out here picking up exobiology data to get the last couple billion credits I need to buy a fleet carrier. Because I need a floating warehouse for colonization. Alright, let's run down the potentials on this planet real quick. 6.2 mil, 1 mil, 3.6 mil, 3.6 mil, 2.3 mil, 4.5 mil, 1.6 mil, 3.3, 2.6, 1.4, 19, a million, and a million. So, really don't care what else pops on this planet as long as that 19 million signal is actually there. So let's toss in some probes and to see what we get. Okay, value of this planet just dropped significantly, but stratum is there, and that's basically the only worth it signal that stayed on this one. So yeah, we'll go ahead and pick that up and move on. If I happen to run across the either one of the cactus, then we will pick them up, but I'm not going out of my way looking for them. Because they'll be worth 15 million. A little over, actually, but I'm not going to waste time chasing them down. If they happen to spawn where the stratum are here, then fine. If not, that's also fine. Prepare for landing.
Loading configuration.
Well, looks like we got no shortage of stratum. This will be a nice, easy pickup. There's our first footfall, so this has now become a 95 million credit planet. I am ready to get out of here, though. I love exploration, but after a month, I am ready to do something else. Something that doesn't involve hauling either. Well, I mean, I guess I'll do that with my alt still, but yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to shoot anything in a month in this game. All right. That is sample number 3. So we should be getting out of here. This is 4341. So we are on our way to that one. Galaxy map. Oh, it turned itself off. I'll unclick that in a sec. Alright, how far are we going? 263? Not bad. Two jumps. We are absolutely using a neutron star for that. Landing gear.
Landing gear retracted.
Power to engines.
Power to engines.
fuel star secondary. This is our neutron star, most likely.
Stand by.
Yep. Sure is. Yeah, voice attack is... I love voice attack. It's... Not only is it useful, but it really just makes you feel more like you're in command of your own spaceship. Alright. Time to fry my FSD just a little bit more.
Jump range boosted.
All right. So, trying to decide if I'm going to head for Great Annihilator today or not. I may. It depends on how well these next few systems go. $44, huh? We're going to be scanning for a minute. Belt clusters. Let's go ahead and just get that out of the way. Alright. So this system has been discovered but not mapped. That is kind of par for the course with this search filter. We've got enough first discoveries already and enough on this trip also. Nice. Nope, give me the gas giant. Thank you. Appreciate you stopping by, was that. Have a good one. Alright. Back to the scan and grind we go. Because I want that sweet, sweet credits. Alright, we got one more in this area. Got to be done with this cluster now, right? Okay, good. Alright, what else is on the orbital plane? Something right here. There's a bunch of somethings right here, actually. Because that was a gas unit. I see. Okay, we're done with gas giants, so don't have to worry about that. That should be it. Interesting little cluster there. We're definitely stopping there. There it is. And here's everything else. Okay, useless. This system may hold decent profit yet. Okay, B1 and C8. So, what are our distances here? Alright, so C8's a ways out. And B1's a ways out. Looks like we're just going to be doing some cruising. Alright. And C8, how much further away from C8 are we now? Not, okay, so it's just in that next cluster over. Wherever that is from my point of view right now. Alright, so 19 mil, next highest value here is 4, so nothing to write home about. Got a lot of first mapped bonuses coming to me too. Alright, B1. Stratum's down there. Perfect. Again, there's a fungoid down here that if we see it, it might be worth it. But not going out of our way to find it. Down we go. Dipped a little too early there. We'll be fine. Prepare for landing.
1 moment, please. Loading requested configuration. The gear is down and locked.
Collected on sea!
There we go. A little hard to see at first. Yeah, they blend in real easy on this planet. Come on. There we go. I'm glad we're not looking for bacteria or something else here, too, because even the stratum are a pain to find. Okay, ship, we'll call that a landing if you want to. Even though one of the gear is clearly not touching the ground. Far be it for me to argue with the ship's computer. All right. Last one. Good day, Wookie. How are you? I believe what we're seeing around us is the tussock also, which I'm not going to pick up. Yeah, that's tussock. I'm not bothering with that. All right. There's another 95 mil. Time to go grab 45 million, hopefully. Landing gear.
Gear coming.
Clear the mass lock. Clear the mass lock.
Diverting power, boosting engine system. Transferring power to engines. Stand by.
Blue Stranger, hello, 07. Welcome.
Power balanced.
Alright, so this planet doesn't have stratum on it, but it does have the best bacterium. So I will typically stop and grab this bacterium if I see it. Planet C8, yeah, alright. And that'll be it for this system. B4 is worthless. Interesting. The other thing that's on this planet's worth about 15 mil. We'll see if they have any overlap. My max jump, current configuration with this ship is, there you are. That'll do it, but since we have a cushion, we'll send it the extra probe. Well, shit, they overlap pretty much on the whole planet. Okay. Let's get down here and grab these. Of course, it's bacterium, so we're looking for a texture on the ground, which is always lovely. $68.19. That's pretty good. That is nothing to sneeze at. Prepare for landing.
Diverting power to requested system. Deploying gear.
Yeah, 68 is definitely a pretty decent, pretty respectable jump range. Okay. Gotta recalibrate what I'm looking for here. I've been doing the stratum.
Tang, 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 tang,
Excuse me, Vasco. You almost made me crash. I've been doing the stratum so long that... On the ass with a Guardian FSD, yeah, that's good. That should serve you pretty well in most exploration situations. Really, the long jump range is for travel out and back, and for if you're doing something in the Galactic Arms where you might need to cross rifts, because once you get where you're going, you want to do what I was doing for a while there with just the really short, efficient jumps, the like 1-2 light years, and at least in the Galactic Core. But yeah, 68 light years, especially once you hit the Neutron Star Highway, will be a nice jump range for you. This is why I hate doing bacteria. But this one is so worth it. There we go. The Neutron Star Highway. That's what we call the series of neutron stars that you can use to boost your jumps and make the travel around the galaxy a whole lot quicker. You've seen me do it a couple times where I supercharge my FSD off a neutron star. The neutron star highway is just basically jumping from neutron star to neutron star to neutron star. Just, you know, in the case of this Mandalay, 280 something light years at a jump, and just keep going. How to get? I can actually show you that here in just a minute. Let me finish this planet off. You can kind of make the in-game route plotting tool do it for you, but not as efficiently as using Spanish. And I'll show you Spanish in just a second on how to make it do it. I just want my last bacteria. There it is. You know, if that's unsuitable terrain on that hill, I'm just going to go right up here. Not a bad looking shot. Let's grab this last one and be on our way.
Warning. Dangerously low temperature detected.
Alright, we are currently on 3505 6829. Galaxy map. Galaxy map.
Galaxy map.
You didn't go to the system I wanted you to. Stop drifting. Landing gear.
Landing modules retracted.
Clear the mass lock.
Diverting power to engines. Afterburners maxing engines. Power diverted to engines. Stand by.
So this should jump for us here automatically.
Power adjusted.
Uh-huh. There it goes.
Maximum velocity. Exiting hyperspace.
All right. Welcome back, Wookie Smoke. So this is the perfect opportunity to show you what I was talking about. So this is Spanish.co.uk. So let's just say let's do the galaxy plotter. Let's go from Sol to Colonia. And, oh, it wants my ship bills from EDSY. So I happen to have that. And I'm going to use the optimistic, so it'll prioritize neutron jumps. So this right here gives it my exact ship spec, so it knows exactly how far I can jump. And we just wait on it to calculate, which can take a hot minute. So we're going to come back to that in just a second. Yeah, I know it's eye searing, but it also picks up better on different types of screens on stream. I hate it, but it's a lot easier for people to read on stream if they're on like a tablet or a mobile device.
Exiting hyperspace.
Should be done calculating by now. And there you go, Wookie. Simply cut and paste, copy these right into Elite. So it's looking at 146 jumps, 4 hours jump time, or flight time.
Lights on.
And this could be refined further. This is a fairly conservative route with plenty of fuel stars to keep you from getting screwed. I will use a less conservative one on the way home myself. No, that was just a hypothetical, like from Seoul to Colonia. I'm past Colonia. And kind of off to the side. Kind of like to the eastish. But yeah, that's how the Neutron Highway works. I'm probably going to do this one last system, and then I'm probably going to head for Great Annihilator and see where we are at. Just because I'd like to have some hard numbers instead of the estimates.
Adjusting for jump.
I had to go back and look at my tutorial videos and see if I actually made one on how to use a neutron star and on how to use a neutron star highway. Because if not, it's probably something I should do. It'll probably go over better than this morning's video did, too.
To infinity and beyond.
You have a great point about it being in the once it's in the bank, it's safe. No, I think about it. I'm carrying around so much data, but no fuel for me. Boom. All right.
Exiting hyperspace.
Now, thank you. One more jump. All right. Like I say, as much as I love exploring, I'm kind of getting burned out. So only so long you can do any one given activity in Elite. $15, not too bad. If this system gives me what I want, then I would feel pretty confident in heading for the Great Annihilator. If it doesn't, then we'll keep on pushing until I do get what I want, which is not that much, really. Huh. Well, this is an interesting system. We're going to be stopping at one planet just because I don't think I've ever seen this before. I mean, it'll be worth 15-something million, but honestly, I think... no, I am actually using an Xbox controller for this. That just got better. So when you guys see me scanning in FSS, I'm using an Xbox controller with the left stick for movement, the right stick for tuning, and then right trigger for zoom in and left trigger for zoom out. We're going to be in this system for a few minutes, so everybody get comfy with this place. Is anything egregiously far away? No. Okay. I've tried using mouse and keyboard. I've tried using joystick. That's for the FSS, and I just find that the Xbox controller just works really naturally and really quickly. Ask people to put you up to City. I think that's what a lot of people do. I prefer the Xbox controller. I don't know why. But I've gotten to the point where I can go pretty quick with it. That's somebody yelling at me in the comments in one of my tutorial videos. They're like, why don't you give keybinds? And I'm sitting here going, dude, I use 3 different things to play the game. And I'm pretty sure you do too. How am I supposed to give you keybinds? Or like controls? It's like everybody plays this game their own way. Yeah, but, you know, people love to yell at YouTubers in the comments. I'm getting yelled at today because I kind of kicked the hornet's nest because I made a video about being annoyed with colonization. Well, I mean, most commanders, most people that pop up on Twitch are like you guys and generally interested in the game and talking about the game and then offering their opinions on other things. How you watch that one, Wookie? If you watch that one, you can tell what really got under my skin when I was, you know, just kind of browsing the forums, like But I don't just kick the hornet's nest. Like, I won't make a video where I'm saying something I don't believe in, but I also don't do it that often. Like, it has to be something that legitimately, like, really annoyed the shit out of me before I'll make a video like that. Because I like to be positive most of the time. But sometimes FDF just makes me mad. Like, speaking of positive, like, that's a cool ass shot right there. Let's raise that up a little bit. Nice. And now let's get out and go grab our first footfall. Parked a little further away than I meant to. Oh, we have one right here. So, ED is a very fancy screenshot generator. It is, but is it as fancy? Well, I don't know if it's fancier. Star Citizen is certainly a more expensive screenshot generator. That was... No, that one's not worth it. We're not going to bother. So what I was mentioning earlier when I was like, I'm going to have to visit that planet just because I've never seen that before. There is literally a Fonticulae, genus Fonticulae, that I have never seen before on one of these planets. And it's the only biosign, which means it's there. It's worth $5 million, so it's also just, it's, you know, decent amount of money, but I've never seen it before, so we're gonna go check that out, just because, I mean, we're exploring, so we might as well see the stuff for the first time, right? We do have another potential stratum tectonic in this system. So That'll be another easy. So that's 200 billion for this system, essentially. Gonna update? Thank you.
You're welcome, Commander.
Alright, Vasco. Which is nice. We could spend Friday, or not Friday, for today is Friday, Saturday and Sunday heading home potentially. Which is a little different than what I had planned for this weekend, but thanks to Capcom, that may be what we're doing. Alright. Literally right next door. Do like that. Planet 9 has the 8 million credit bacterium. Let's go ahead and move towards the light side. Alright, and the stratum is down there. A little high there. And these last two, 9 and 10, are guarantees because they're the only biologicals that came back on the scans. So they're there. This is Emerald. I should make sure I have a ship scan of this for the Codex. Landing gear.
Gear down.
Man, these puppies are everywhere. Oh, yeah, look, here's the guy that's like, if you don't like the gameplay loop, don't engage with it. Which I have always found to be a, it's an argument that really, really irks me. Because it speaks to a certain type of willful ignorance. Alright. So, one more. And then we've got the expensive bacterium. And the other one that I've never seen before. So... And then after that, I think we're just going to go ahead and set it up for maximum efficiency, FSD injection, or not FSD injection, but jet cone boost, and head on. If we find anything really interesting, we'll of course stop and look at it, but probably not much fun at parties. Probably not. I've always maintained in a game like this and any other MMO, even if each individual gameplay loop is not the most groundbreaking thing in the world, it needs to at least not frustrate people, because if it does frustrate people, they're going to stop playing, and that shrinks player base, it shrinks potential money for the developers, and also, I said this in the video, if a buddy asks them about Elite Dangerous, he's going to be like, no, it's super grindy, don't play it. So, no, each gameplay loop doesn't have to be the greatest fucking thing in the world, but it at least needs to be functional and not aggravating so that it doesn't drag the overall game down and drive people away. Which an awful lot of people seem to have a hard time wrapping their dense little skulls around. And the other reason it gets on my nerves, and I'll stop after this, is because it gets to a certain mentality of PvP. It reminds me of a mentality of PvP players in this exact game, which I've had to deal with before, and which I don't understand. When we were launching Distant Worlds 2, so, you know, hundreds upon hundreds of exploration ships, no weaponry, not a lot of high-quality shielding going on. You know, everybody was like, we'll do it in open play just for this chance to film everybody doing it. And we had a group of PvP players, Commander Harry Potter in particular, that showed up and were just slaughtering the exploration ships. And his entire explanation was, I don't like exploration, I don't enjoy it, and I don't want y'all to enjoy it either, so I'm going to kill you. Too fast. That guy's a piece of work, but there's that's why that kind of argument gets to me sometimes, because it reminds me of some of the bad times I've had to deal with this game's PvP community. Hold on, let's take a moment for this first discovered guy's name. Hallmackenreuther? I feel like I'm back in high school German class with that name. Alright, so this bacterium will not be bad to find. I'll say, out of all the games like this that I've ever played, I do tend to appreciate Star Citizen's PvP community the most, because most of Star Citizen's community is like, yeah, we're murder hobos, so what? It's just a refreshingly honest take. Alright, so inform him. And this is the red variety, maybe? Let's have a look and see. Landing gear.
Loading gear.
No, it'll be something else. I wish the colors were descriptive. I've seen the Informum on occasion actually be the color that it says it's going to be, but it's either the green or the turquoise. Yeah, I see one over here and it ain't red. At least I thought I saw one. This is the worst type of area to be looking for him in, too. Yeah, and it doesn't help that the terrain still is wonky. Like, if you also that boulder that starts sinking into the ground. I wouldn't mind if FDev would take a little time at some point and make some upgrades to the game engine. Some level of detail, like distance culling and stuff like that. Like, fix that up a little bit. Give us some, I'm not even asking for ray tracing, although this game screams for ray tracing, but give us, like, better anti-aliasing. Give us DLSS. Imagine how fast this game could run with DLSS. You just spruce the engine up a little bit. I mean, Elite's a pretty game, but it does show its age sometimes if you look at it close enough. Finally. Yeah, if I had repair limits, I could fix my hull. Repair limits are not a bad idea. I rarely ever take them, which is just my own stupidity, but or arrogance, I guess you could say, that I'm not going to lose my ship on an expedition, but really that's probably one of those do as I say, not as I do scenarios. Thinking of getting multi-limpet. Multi-limpet controllers are amazing. I occasionally do power play stuff when I'm in the bubble, and oh my god, multi-limpet controllers are amazing for power play because if you need to hack hollow signs or you need to gather up escape pods and stuff like that, they're just fantastic. I just wish there was a Class A version I could use for mining, but I understand why they did that. I think the multi-repair or multi-limpet control is a must-have on a ship in the bubble. Kind of a luxury for an exploration ship, but I mean, the Mandalay to me makes some of the quote luxury items a lot more viable. Because you can get the jump range on a Mandalay up so high that if you start adding quote luxury extra items to it, even if you're losing jump range off the Mandalay's ridiculous jump range, you're still out jumping most other stuff in the game. And done. You're lazy to put all the things on a bit of range. Doesn't matter. I tend to agree with you on that. There's a very loud segment of people that insist you have to have all the jump range, but what's you going to do with it when you get out there? I mean, this ship is fully combat armed. Like, y'all haven't seen it much because I don't switch to the I don't switch loadouts very often, but this ship is fully combat loaded. So let's clear orbital first. Yeah, there we go. We're carrying 4 multi-cannons, 2 beam lasers. And it served me well. Back in the day, we took a bunch of exploration ships and went looking for Guardian stuff. And we found one of the Guardian space installations, and we're flying all around looking. And one of my British buddies is like, well, what do we do to activate it? And I was like, well, why don't we shoot it? And he was like, of course the American would say, shoot it. Did you bring a laser? And I was like, yeah, I brought a laser. Dabble with Star Citizen. It's been a long way. They are still in alpha. However, this particular alpha is much more fleshed out than anything that they've had in recent past. We will be doing some Star Citizen at some point very soon, in April. One, because I want to, and another because I will be contractually obligated to. But yeah, then we could definitely take a look at that. One of my buddies that games with us on the weekend is a huge Star Citizen nut, and his level of Star Citizen knowledge is comparable to my level of elite knowledge. So he's a fun dude to have around when we play that game because he can tell you all the different changes. The single coolest thing Star Citizen has going right now, and if you guys haven't seen it, it's worth looking up YouTube videos, is how you jump from between the two systems is so cool. It's classic sci-fi, flying up to the jump gate, activating the jump tunnel wormhole, and then you actually have to fly and manually fly your ship through the thing. It is so cool. Alright, let's see what this thingy is that's on this planet. I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's UPUPAM. Looks like one of the developers just bashed his coffee cup on the keyboard when he was coming up with the name. Okay. Looking for something unknown on a shiny white planet. This'll be fun. At least it's the only bio sign on the planet, so if we see something that's not a rock, like, say, those... Oh my, these are interesting. That's an animation. That's why you don't look too close at the third-person camera sometimes. Yeah, I've actually never seen these before. Cool. I love finding new stuff. Even if it's just new to me. And they're not worth a ton, but, I mean, they're still going to be worth enough that it was worth coming down here. Fields of them out here, too. Let's stop off at this one over here. So maybe that big field I can see on the horizon will be about 500. Yeah, that is the thing. You have to vary up your regions. All right, there we go. Take these over 8 million back. Just for ease of finding them, I can agree with that for sure. They look really cool. All right. Should have called it Oompa Loompa. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break before we head for Great Annihilator. I'm going to set the the frame shift drive for repair while we do that. I will be back shortly, folks. right. And we're back. Smoke break. More like water and stretch break. All right. We've got 18 jumps. We'll see what we find along the way. Oh, helps if I turn the drive back on, doesn't it? Oh, wait, we can... Never mind. We do need to clear orbit. There we go. Now we are all set for travel.
Maximum velocity engaged.
The great thing about the Mandalay with a good fuel scoop is it can just reel off the jumps.
Exiting hyperspace.
Well, your timer didn't work out there, did it, Vasco? It's going to be weird headed back towards the bubble and seeing the star field thin out. It always is.
Vectors. Hyperspace velocity engaged.
Yes, yes, you can.
Exiting hyperspace.
Which feels wrong somehow, like triggering the FSD charge while you're still fueling. Right. What is this headline? Okay. Cyberpunk 2077 on Nintendo Switch 2 runs at 40 FPS, costs $70. No thanks. Exactly.
Exiting hyperspace.
I could just stream from my Steam Deck or my PlayStation Portal. I use my Steam Deck a fair amount, actually. One of the biggest things is that my girlfriend also has one, and she likes cozy games like Stardew Valley, so we'll play Stardew Valley or stuff like that. So it's really useful for those kind of situations. And I also will use it to play Elite, because it handles Elite just fine, except for the battery drain. It's actually, I play on my alt account at night when we're watching TV, and run freight for my colony. These SD allowed to jump their carriers. I could see that.
Fasten your seatbelts!
It's a great little piece of kit. I have an OLED and she's got my original. Needs attention. That's essentially what happens when I run freight or haul things for the colony on mine, is because I have a I left the auto dock module on the Type 9 I use for it, so I have to pay attention to 1 or 2 hyper jumps and dropping out of Super Cruise, and everything else is automated. PlayStation Portal's actually a really cool piece of tech, too. So I've got 2 of the consoles. I've got a Switch and I've got a Steam Deck, or not Steam Deck, a PlayStation 5. Sorry. And the reasons for that is because I'm a massive Xenoblade Chronicles fan. I'm a massive Zelda fan, and I'm a massive Final Fantasy fan. And the remakes are on PlayStation 5 first, and I'm impatient. So. I mean, there's a lot of other good stuff on the PlayStation 5. Like, I love Gran Turismo, and the Spider-Man games are awesome. But mainly Final Fantasy. Time to fuel up. Park and scan, as it were. Like when we actually stream games where I have my camera up, you guys can see, you'll see all the stuff behind me that's Xenoblade and Zelda related. I don't use a camera for Elite because it just Just don't like it in Elite. Posture check trigger, yeah. Why doesn't it stop you automatically when you jump to a new system? Isn't there something that does that? I don't keep track of all the new systems that automated systems they've added. Like, I don't think I've ever used the Super Cruise Assist thing. You're behind the planet. I always just pull the throttle back to 0 once I enter hyperspace. Stop is part of Super Cruise Assist. Toggle option to stop out of hyperspace. See, I've never used the Super Cruise Assist module.
Exiting hyperspace.
As a general rule, I don't like not being in complete control of my ship. The docking assist on the Steam Deck is about as far as I'll let it go, and boy, have I seen that thing do some dumb shit with Type 9.
Fasten your seatbelts! He's gonna be a bomb Maximum in the height. velocity engaged.
Some of the funniest stuff I've ever heard in my life from people playing this game is
Exiting hyperspace.
new players making their first jump and not expecting what happens when you come out of hyper. I thought one of my friends was going to have a damn heart attack. She was screaming at me like, why didn't you board me? Like, it was funnier this way. She also got nailed by a space station that had noob hammers on it too, so...
Okay, executing now.
That's actually one of my dreams for my colony system, is to build a system with quad noob smashers on it, or a station. It's going to take a lot of resources, but I will have my quad noob hammers. She did fly into the stars. She cooked her Sidewinder. It looks like we're about to get a neutron star off this next jump. Or at least somewhere in here. There's no other reason, really, unless the replutter had a spaz to throw a 15 light year jump into this. It may just be an odd gap, though. Oh, that was a little close. Yeah, the plotter doesn't count for. Well, plotter, I can keep track of my fuel. The quad thing, hold on, let me pull one up. They're one of the weirdest.
Leaving system.
Hold on, let me avoid the star. I'll pull that back up. That is a quad noob hammer. They're not that common. Five more jumps. And I swear, I will build one. I've already got an asteroid base going in the rings of a gas giant.
Where we're going, we don't need roads. I love that film. Great fun.
Well, yeah, I guess they are much more common now because a lot of commanders are probably like me. It is insane the number of systems that have been colonized, and I wonder if those numbers they gave out are somewhat cleaned up after they dealt with some of the cheaters. Got a few more jumps to go, and I'll try not to have a
system.
try not to have a heart attack jumping into a system with a black hole.
Exiting hyperspace. Stand by. Interstellar travel mode. Engaging now.
You mean the system with a bunch of black holes? Yeah.
Exiting
Not looking forward to it.
hyperspace.
What was their rationale for setting up here? Just the location, or is it the edgelordiness of being in a system called the Great Annihilator?
Vectors.
That would make sense. A named system is a whole lot easier to remember than the procedural gobbledygook.
Seatbelts! It's gonna be a bumpy night!
Yeah, that's never something you want to see at the end of a jump tunnel. That is always so trippy. What's this system look like in the orrery? Nothing too crazy. All right. Well. God, I fucking hate navigating in black hole systems. Yeah. Starlight Plaza. What services do you have available? Oh, your commander hadn't been paying their bills. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna go to Albatross. God, that just never ceases to mess with my head. Power balanced. Power balanced. Yeah. Request docking.
Contacting Starport Control.
Alright, I haven't landed in a month on a ship, so... Landing gear.
Landing modules deployed.
Do, 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 do. Refuel. Restock. All right. We are
That's a negative.
at 2.8 billion. Okay. All right. Let's get rid of Universal Car Graphics first. Yeah, it's not going to be that big a deal. We're going to have to do that every time. There we go. Yep. This does take so long sometimes. Could be a lot of planets out there with my name on them now, like there weren't before. Yes, I do too, actually. That's a very good point. I do still feel like planetary exploration data could use a pass and pay for more, or pay more for it. It's so far out of whack with exobiology these days. Like, sure is slow retrieving your data. What are we using? Tape drives? Like, is this Star Wars? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that community goal was very interesting. $13 million. Let's see how many pages are left. We started off at 2.813. Alright, 2.885 right now. So, I always knew the planetary universal cartographics wouldn't be the lion's share of this, but at least it's not completely worthless. Come on. Server hamsters are having a hard time. Not 70-minute carrier jumps. Oh, God. Jackson Todd here is probably like, oh my God, who is this commander and where the hell did he come from? Four pages left. I mean, 30 million, that was a good one right there. Yeah, I kind of kept tabs on all that when it was happening. There was a lot of carrier problems, and even now, you know where all the carriers are. They're right next to the colony ships, the Trailblazers. The last time I saw so many carriers in one place was during the last little bit of the Thargoid War last year. Yeah, man. Like, I jumped into Wolf 359 at one point, and the amount of carriers, like, you could not navigate the system menu without turning the filter off. There was just too many of them. Yeah, I'm waiting for the server hamsters are not happy when you unload this kind of data. Come on. Yep, no system sold. It has no idea what's going on right now. I mean, as long as it's giving me my money. Okay, we've got to be getting to the end here. There we go. It finally caught up. That was all the cartographic data.
No gravity. Magnetic contact active.
All right. So, let me get in here real quick. And so that was hold on, let's see. 148,683,135 credits. So 148 million from that. Okay. Now then, we're sitting at 2.96. Right, calculator. Nine six one nine seven. All right. Now for the big money. Hello.
You have organic data to share with us. Well, let's see what you've got for us.
Outstanding.
There's 2 billion. Okay then. Gabe said, screw you. Like, you're getting too rich too quick there, buddy. I do like the crates. They're nice. Let's see how this goes. This is going to be a every page it crashes deal. Oh god, I was... Oh, what the...
Magnetic contact active.
Okay. That was weird. Hello, yes, I'm back again.
Yeah, trust you have biodata you wish to sell. I'm curious to see what you've brought us.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Phenomenal.
Is that everything? Is that everything?
Alright. That is, in fact,
Contribution to our research.
everything. So. Now the next thing is to look at what a route home is going to look like. All right, 9.9. That's carrier money right there. And if I really want to get it to a flat 10 billion before I buy the carrier, I can go bounty hunt for an hour. I did do the codex data, yes. It was not that much. Alright, let's plot a route home, shall we? Do. Elise, I can't be very far off elite in exobiology. I mean, we can obviously look, but I don't know. I am actually a ways off it, but in terms of actually doing some exobiology, no, it won't take that much. 141 jumps, 4 hours. Not that bad. All right. Modules are repaired. Field maintenance unit, good to go. We'll do some of this today. No, 4 hours for crossing half the galaxy is not bad at all. Yeah, I'm just gonna manually route us to the first. Nah, we'll do it this way because that'll screw things up. Landing gear.
Gear up.
Afterburners.
Boosting engines.
Engage jump drive.
Preparing for jump.
We hope to see you again, Commander.
Adjusting for jump. Exiting hyperspace.
Galaxy map.
Displaying map.
You're okay, Chester. On the way home. Feels good. We're heading down some. Get us on the plane with the neutron highway. Engage jump drive. Engage jump drive.
Jumping.
1996. Engage FSD.
Engaging drive.
You know, we're still going to have a bunch of exploration data to sell when we get home. Not pricey data, but I mean, I'm going to have 20-something thousand light years worth of honk and go. I'll probably get this to a nice round 10 bill before I go ahead and buy the carrier, just because. That was the goal I had in my mind. And really, it won't take me any time at all to earn 100 million credits once we get back into the bubble. That's child's play.
To infinity and beyond!
I mean, hell, if I go bounty hunting for an hour in my Corvette in a Haz-Res...
Exiting hyperspace.
Well, that may be exactly what I do, just to blow off some steam and do something different. Like I said earlier, it's been way too long since I've shot something in Elite. Actually, looking at the route, we want to go ahead and, I think, top off here. Alright, Wookie Smoke, you wanted to know about the Neutron Highway. We are about to engage with it here very shortly.
Hyperspace velocity reached. Exiting hyperspace.
Because now we're about to start with the big boy jumps. And now we're also about to start frying the internals on our ship.
Jump range has been increased. I feel the need. A need for speed.
This is why people use the Neutron Star Highway. In the next 5 jumps, we're about to cover a solid 1,000 light years.
Exiting hyperspace. FSD supercharged.
Right, it was originally a bug. Well, glad they kept it in. All right. We're at 98 now. This is slowly going to knock health off the FSD as we go. So, exiting Babylon. Where did you get the voice for Kabir? That is Vasco from HCS Voice Packs. Not quite there. I probably could click it. There's a little part of my lizard brain that likes, squirrel brain, whatever you want to call it, that likes watching the shiny map move.
FSD supercharged.
Yep, you can. Like I said, there's lizard brain likes to watch the shiny move. You're welcome, Exiting Babylon. Check them out. They've got a lot of really interesting voice packs.
Boost activated.
There we go. You ever use the plot course command? I have. It wouldn't be very useful in this particular situation, though.
Fasten your seatbelts! Hyperspace velocity reached.
Since I'm pulling each jump from Galaxy Plotter manually because of the Neutron Star Highway.
Exiting hyperspace.
I do not trust the in-game plotter to do something like this. Mainly because it can't be trusted to do something like this.
Boost activated.
Galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
I'll let it plot courses in the bubble and stuff, but I wish there was an easier way to do the Neutron Star Highway. I mean, not that this is hard, but I've had enough experience with the in-game plotter that it will not do this properly. It never has, and it never will. Good Lord, this one is bright.
FSD supercharged.
Galaxy map.
Opening the map.
Engage FSD.
Charging frameshift drive.
Alright, that was...
Where we're going, we don't need roads. I love that film. Pretty fun.
Thank you, Vasco. Oh, God. Great. It's an epilepsy star. Well, let's get this over with as soon as humanly possible.
Jump range has been increased.
Let me out of the cone. God, I hate those. All right. Thank God this one is normal.
FSD. Supercharge.
Galaxy map.
Displaying map.
Whew. Alright, so 7430. I suppose I could do the whole import thing there. I like having the little manual checklist for some reason.
Okay, executing now.
Probably because I'm old. That's what my girlfriend would tell me. God, my eyes are still burning from that freaking epilepsy
Exiting
star.
Hyperspace. Jump range boosted.
Alright. 7430. Galaxy map. Galaxy map.
Galaxy map.
Gonna be time for fuel soon. I mean, we started at 22,972 light years away. And we're coming up on 21 with this jump, so. 58 years. I freaking hate those stars in VR. Speaking of the devil. What the hell? Might as well have a little scan around while we're sitting here. Yeah, we're only going to have the one. That even looks insane in this view. At least it's tamped down some because of the color filter, but yikes. Hate those things. Not going to worry too much about actually finding that planet because we're just about full by now. 3409. Right. Let's go supercharge. I was more interested in seeing a neutron star. This one's not as bad as some of the others. This one is just like the animation is playing at triple rate. The others where the lighting is broken are the ones that really mess with me. And there we go.
FSD supercharged.
Thank you, Vasco. 4575. Let's knock you off the list. This will be not too bad tomorrow, actually.
Exiting hyperspace.
Considering where we're coming from.
FSD supercharged.
Speaking of FSD, how's the drive holding up? 89%.
Course adjustment. Maximum velocity engaged.
Yeah, this is a nice route in the galaxy plotter, actually. It is
Exiting hyperspace.
a solid string of neutron jumps.
Jump range has been increased.
I love how dramatically he says that for us. We are going to 8457.
To infinity and beyond. Maximum velocity.
And I just accidentally clicked the wrong button. Now I gotta wait for that route to repopulate. Annoying.
Exiting hyperspace. Boost activated.
There we go. Did I get the next system copied before that happened or not? No, I did not. Come on, Galaxy Plotter. You can think faster than this. I should export it this time just to make sure I can't do that again. There we go. Oh, it's up now. I'm just trying to... I'm finding my spot back on it. Where are we again? 8457. There we go. I'm pretty sure if you shut the drive down, it does lose the charge. I've actually never thought to try it, but it's logically, I'm pretty sure if you shut it down. We'll jump into 1840. Yeah, we're coming up on 20,000 light years from home.
Jump range boosted.
Galaxy map.
Opening the map.
Engage frame shift drive.
Engaging drive.
We'll start to get failures here. And the drive probably
Maximum
around
velocity.
80% or so. Which is kind of my threshold for repairing because it annoys me.
Exiting hyperspace. FSD
It doesn't.
supercharged.
Interesting to know. Makes 0 sense, but interesting to know. Because I've never had a reason to do it. So, I will file that away, though.
Adjusting for jump. Boost activated.
Off we go. Make a pretty good time. Obviously, we're not finishing this today.
Vectors.
We got a fuel star in 2 more jumps. In fact, it looks like we have a little break in the highway here for a second coming up. No, not quite a break in the highway. It looks like it's short hopping us to get a fuel star. That's fine.
Jump range has been increased.
You know, I'm going to do something for a minute. Protocol override. Customize my settings.
Opening customizer.
Affirmative. Standby.
Closing customizer.
Crew have been assigned
Saving
to station.
changes.
Acknowledged.
There we go. We're going to run just Ripley for a little while.
Entry guidance computations complete.
Since we're trying to cover distance and Ripley is very businesslike, I feel like it fits the mood. There we go.
Boost activated.
Engage FSD.
Jumping.
Okay.
Jump. Faster than light velocity reached.
We really are making fantastic time. We started with 141 jumps and we are currently at 117 remaining.
Boost activated.
Alright, that's enough of that. Looking at something else. That was almost bad. No, this Ripley was designed, from what HCS says, to be kind of no nonsense, kind of NASA-esque, according to them. Galaxy map.
Performing now.
What kind of fuel scoop do we have? It is a 4A. It's not fully maxed right now either. It's certainly not the monstrosity I have on my Corvette. Really? Oh, trust me, I know the joys of a Class 6 fuel scoop. That's what I've got on my Corvette. Hello, Dizzy Web. Galaxy map.
Accessing cartography.
I feel like using hate is appropriate when you say you hate when you do that, when it's crashing into the impact zone of the
Interstellar
star.
travel mode engaging now.
When fueling, it's like, I've done this a billion times. Why? Makes me feel like I don't know what I'm doing.
Boost activated.
It's like talking about being a careful pilot and then immediately crashing into the ground. Yeah, that was just karma. That was straight up karma is what that was.
Jumping to next system. Hyperspace jump.
I am heading back from the Galactic Center sector. Yeah, we're actually about 19,000 light years from the bubble right now.
Boost activated.
Alright, there it is. So we'll just hang out for a minute while we let this repair. Repair every fuel stop. That'd be a little bit of overkill. Alright, good to go. And I mean, it is, but the fuel stops are, every 6 or 7 jumps, and really won't need to repair again for another 20 jumps because
Hyperspace jump.
you essentially lose
Frame
1%.
shift active.
You essentially lose 1% per supercharged jump. So, and we're at 4127. Excellent.
Boost Boost activated.
Galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
It does sound perfect. In all likelihood, what's going to happen, though, is I'll forget about it until it malfunctions again. Because that is the way my brain works.
Jumping. Jumping.
And out. Why'd you visit the center of the galaxy? No, I've got no need for the engineers in Colonia. I was picking up the last of the credits I need for a fleet carrier.
Boost activated.
Be a long time before I bother engineering anything again after doing my Corvette. 3189. So now we are headed home to buy said fleet carrier. Not going to get
Jumping
there today,
to
though.
next system. Maximum velocity. Boost activated.
Alright, one more for the day, I believe. Yeah, we're going to get to the next fuel star, and then I'll top the tank off and end the stream.
Leaving system. Interstellar velocity at maximum.
$22,000 light years. We've already shaved nearly 4,000 light years off the trip. Alright, Wookie. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out as always. One more jump. That'll be our fuel.
Boost activated.
Oh, oops. I forgot to copy down the... Oh, no, wait. This is our... Duh. We need to go fuel up. How far away are... Yeah, it's the neutron star. No, thank you. You're not too far away. So since we're supercharged already, I will make this next jump, and then we'll be done. Copy what I'm telling you to, please. All right. And actually, that's a good spot. That'll be 110 jumps home. Get a binary star here? Yeah, we Did I miss something here? We are in 1971. Going to that one. What did I... How did I do that? No, we are in... one. Yeah, no, I did screw up. Alright, it's a good thing that we're ending the stream because my brain is starting to shut down. Alright, folks, last jump of the day. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. It's been fun. Finally got carrier money. We'll be taking care of that tomorrow when we get home. That's 9.9 billion
Interstellar travel
balance.
mode engaging now.
So, as we jump out, thank you everybody for hanging out. If you are new here, consider becoming a channel member or just subscribe to the YouTube channel or the Twitch channel. Hop in the Discord, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye, 07 Commanders.